somebody in your market is pulling up to a listing with nothing but a phone in their pocket, and they're going to walk through that front door and hit record. And in 12 minutes, they're going to create a piece of content that ranks on YouTube for years. That's somebody in your market for at least 80% of you, right? And while that is happening, you are sitting at your desk waiting until everything is perfect. That agent does not care about perfect. They figured out how to film real estate videos the right way. They figured out real estate YouTube tips that nobody in your office is teaching. In 90 days, they're going to be the most searched agent in your market. The only question is whether that is going to be you or your competition. And if you want the full uncut version of this training, every detail, no cuts, the link is in the description below. Now let's get into it. Everybody, welcome back. My goal is for each of you guys to be generating business from your YouTube by the time we're done. That's going to generate leads while they sleep, and it's going to position them as the only agent that handles buyers and sellers in your market if you don't get off the fence, right? So the question for me, you guys, isn't whether this is going to happen. It's already happening. The question is whether the person that's going to make it happen is you or another agent in your market down the street. But if you do it right, we're going to generate business from it. And you're going to see that business continue to work year over year and year over year. Today, it's about filming. Think about that. Today we film. Believe it or not, my goal today, if we have time, we'll see, is to get you to film while we're on this call, right? And today I'm going to take you the easy way. The reason I called this, use your phone, take away your ego, is because I can show you 4 or 5 channels where they're making $1, $2, $3, even as much as $5 million a year, where all they do is shoot with their phone. So that whole idea that I need this beautiful studio and I need all this camera gear, that goes out the window, right? So that's what we're going to cover with today. Okay. Look, before I show you the gear, I need to address that elephant in the room for you guys. Most of you are not going to fail because you don't know what to film, right? We covered that in session 2. You're going to fail because you're too scared to press the frickin' record button. All you need is your phone and a plan and the guts to press record. Here's the truth that nobody in the industry wants you to say out loud, right? The agents who are winning on YouTube right now, most of them started with terrible videos. Most of them started with shaky footage. Most of them started with bad lighting, with an awkward delivery, but they posted anyways. So there's no excuse, okay? Today, we're gonna talk about 2 different things, right? The desk setup and the field setup. You're gonna film in 2 places. Sometimes it's gonna be at your desk or your studio, something. So your guy's gonna be filming in 2. You're gonna have this desk setup that you work, whatever it is. If it's a white wall behind you, put a picture there. Spend $20 on Amazon to buy some lighting, right? And then it should be $0, right? You can lean your phone against a stack of books on your desk, right? You can spend $50 on a tripod, right? And just set it up. You can have a plug-in microphone that's $5 on Amazon.com that goes like this underneath your shirt and goes to your phone. And it's going to be super high quality. You probably can't even edit 8K videos, so you don't have to worry about it. Set your phone on 1080p and 60 frames per second and just shoot. And that setup is going to produce better video than 90% of the agents that are out there, or probably 99% of them, right? The next level, I have a couple ring lights here. You can spend $100 and put a ring light in and have some good lighting. By the way, you can open a window. I can just open this window right here, boom, and stand and put my phone in front of it. And then I've got natural light. There's so many ways for you guys to do this that it's silly. So no excuses. Lean that phone up against the desk and shoot. Here are the rules for filming at your desk, by the way. Eye level. You'll probably notice that I'm right eye level with my camera. Besides for eye level, I'd say the next rule is 2/3, the rule of thirds. Don't center yourself dead in the middle, right? Number 3, have just any kind of decent background. Nobody wants to see a messy office, so make sure it's tidy. Maybe it's a wall or it's a bookshelf, or sit in front of a window. Don't have light. Don't be sitting in front of a window where you're facing the window and the light's blinding you or blinding the camera, right? Okay, field setup. This is my favorite. You can do this also. If you've got a new phone, if it's an iPhone, I don't know, 15 or later, it has stabilization built into it. So as long as you're holding it with two hands, you can walk around and do this, and you're going to have a very stable setup. If you put it on a little Osmo, it's going to be even more stable. But here's what I want you guys to do. There's a ratio that we followed, the 4:2:2:2 ratio. 4 of your first 10 videos are the engine, right? You need to take a look at what you're going to do in the field. Outside, start inside. If it's not windy outside, start outside. If you're going to do a tour of the house, walk through the house first, turn on the lights, get it ready for yourself, and then you go. But here's the reality. For $0, your phone in your hand is going to be better than 70, 80% of the people out there. Just make sure you hold it with two hands and walk around. For $100, you have a DJI Osmo mobile gimbal, right? That Osmo Pocket, if you go for the next up in that, they have what's called a Creator Edition. What I'm trying to say here is that regardless of whether it's tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, you need to shoot. If the video that you post is always going to outperform the video that you never posted. Always. Just get in the game. Let's talk about audio. This is the one thing that I think you guys need to make sure that you're on top of, in all honesty, right? And this is the biggest mistake I see in property tours. The biggest mistake is audio. They do not have a little $20 mic plugged into their phone, or a $60 wireless mic that's connected to their phone or connected to their Osmo, and the audio is horrible. That's the one thing that I want you to spend $30 on. Make sure that your audio is good. If it's windy outside and you have a good mic with a little muff on it, it'll be fine. But if you don't have that little thing, then it won't be usable, and you will lose viewers right away with audio. I think it actually works better, but you cannot have bad audio. They will go and your thing will be over. It's just that simple. Look at, these are the mistakes we see. Just like I said, wind noise, right? Shaky foot, too fast through rooms. This is one I see all the time. That's not the way we do it. The way we do it is take however fast you think you're walking and cut it in half. Walk at half the normal speed. Let the viewer absorb each room, right? That is probably one of the biggest challenges I see. What's number 4 here? Dead silence between rooms. You guys, if you're with a buyer and you're showing a house, I know that you guys are communicating the entire time. Every time you do a property tour, every time you do something in the field, like the neighborhood tour, you just have to talk. That's how you lose subscribers. That's how you lose viewers. You talk the whole time as if you're talking to somebody, right? You make sure that there is no dead silence, right? That's when people leave. When there's silence, they're gone. So that's the key. I think you should always show the exterior first, and I think you should always have a call to action. If you don't do those things, you're really making a mistake. All right, let's go. Now, the 5-part video formula. This is pretty simple. The hook, it's 8 seconds. Here's what we don't start with. We do not start with music. We do not start with B-roll. We do not start with some big 20-second intro to who you are or what your company is. That's how you start with nobody watching, right? You start with a hook. It's 8 seconds, it's specific, and it's a promise, right? Okay, so part 2, the problem. Right after the hook, you name the struggle. For a property tour, most buyers in this price range think they have to sacrifice this outdoor space. They're wrong. Or first-time buyers make the same 3 mistakes and it costs them thousands. Boom, those are your hooks, right? Now the viewers, then we go into the solution, right? This is the meat, 70% of your video. For a property tour, it's the actual tour. Walk room by room. For a market update, it's the data and the analysis. For the neighborhood guide, it's the walking rate and the stats, and it's all that kind of stuff. Part 5, the call to action. Okay, here's where most people miss. Here's where most of my clients fail. They just don't do a call to action, or they'll wait and they'll do a call to action at the very end, which most people don't get to the end, so they never see the call to action. hey, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. And if you could leave a comment, the YouTube algorithm loves it when you guys comment, and I answer every comment. So please leave the comment. The call to action could be, hey, if you're thinking about selling your house, in the description, I've got our ultimate seller's guide. It's 40 pages of everything you need to know to get your house ready for sale, the best paint colors, what I need to do to get ready, what we do for staging, how to pick the right agent. So what's your biggest fear? Being on camera. It's just point and shoot. That's the key. Shoot and go. This is it. No bad lighting, no phone too low, no messy background, right? No wind noise, no shaky footage, right? No dead silence. Make sure you get a hook, make sure you do some type of call to action, and then we're ready to go. And that's the quick breakdown. Phone, plan, and the guts to press record. If you want the full uncut session with every detail, every example, and the live demo, the link is in the description below. Go watch it, bookmark it, come back to it. And if this was helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.